All right. Hi. I'm the money guy. I'm Pete Planner, CEO of your Money Line. Let's figure out if I can beat AI with more pertinent answers for a person's financial life. In other words, will I still have a job like 8 minutes from now? We're going to start with the first situation. This person is young and single. Whether they're ready to mingle or not, I don't know. Wasn't given that information. And the first question for a young and single, should I save for retirement or pay off my student loans? The false binary, always a good time. Is it this or is it this? Well, it's actually both. And here's how I would structure it. Before you get your first paycheck, before you choose where you're going to live and how much you're going to spend on that, I would figure out exactly what your student loan payment is. And so I would take that off the top, right? You try to figure out how is it going to be paid off in 10 years. You take that number, you pay it off the top, and then the rest of your financial life is based on that not being involved. Then with your take-home pay, or pardon me, your paycheck, save at least 10% of your money towards your 401k. Okay, so at least 10%, assuming your employer is gonna have a match of 4% or so, because that'll get you to 14%. So that's my answer. The answer is both. Student loans off the top, just make sure it's paid off within 10 years. You gotta know what that number is. And then at least 10% towards savings. Okay, go to AI, see, should I save for retirement to pay off my student loans? Let's see what artificial intelligence has to serve us. It's going based on interest rates. If your student loan interest rates are high, it might make more sense to prioritize paying them down. Here's why I disagree with that. Even at 6 or 7%, the long-term impact of investing in the market, you're going to see 8 or 9% rate of return. So I disagree with that. If your employer offers a match, contribute at least enough to fill the match. Again, that advice is from the 1980s. If you just hit the match, you will not retire. You'll be fine. Just hit the match. Yeah, don't do that. You'll actually fail at retirement if you just hit the match. Next up, loan terms and flexibility. Sure. Time horizon. The earlier you start saving for retirement, the more compound interest works in your favor. Even small contributions. Non-answer. Financial goals and stability. Consider your overall financial picture. You know what? Each time I'm going to score my answer versus theirs, mine blew the doors off of theirs. Bad answer, AI. And if you typed that in to run your financial life, it would not be amazing. Next question is, how much should I spend on rent? Easy peasy here. No more than 25% of your take-home pay, no more than 25% of your take-home pay should go towards rent. And you should actually take your student loan payment out of the equation before that, which would then reduce your net take-home pay. Let's see what AI says about that. AI says, a common guideline is to spend no more than 30% of your gross monthly income on rent. Oh, that's cute. That's wrong. There's no way. There's just simply no way. Now, what you're hearing here is, I want to live in a big city where there's fun stuff to do. Guess what? If you're paying a lot in rent, you don't have any money to do fun stuff. And in a second here, we're going to talk about, I want to travel even though I have debt. You're not traveling if you're spending 30% of your gross income, which is significantly more than 25% of your net income. Don't love it. I win. Again, man, is this going to be easier than I thought? How much should I put in my 401k at my first job? Bare minimum 10%, especially if the match is 4%. I need you at 12 to 14% every year for your entire career. Didn't intend to rhyme, but I did. I need you at 12 to 14%. So if you're putting in 10, your employer's putting in 4, you're at 14, you're good to go. If for some reason your employer doesn't match, well, you should need to put in 12%. Here's what no one wants to say to you, and certainly you don't want to hear. The hardest thing you will ever do financially is to retire successfully. The only way to make it easy is to be related to a billionaire. I'm kidding. The only way to make it easy is to start saving the right amount immediately. What says this sentient computer? If your employer matches 100%, it's to hit the match. The answer is to hit the match. Congrats, AI. You've just bankrupted an entire generation. You've created a massive issue in the retirement community. I win again. Boy, I'll be fair. I thought I was gonna lose a little bit, but I'm killing it. Is it okay to spend money on travel if I have debt? All right, so this is nuance. This is the toughest question. Number one, we already said this person has student loans and they've got a plan to pay it off in 10 years. That I'm good with. We already said that this person is going to spend 25% of their take-home pay on housing, which then gives them a little money to live life with. I'll say this. There's a difference, in my opinion, between vacationing and traveling. You know, about 20 years ago, when people say, hey, I'm going on vacation, what they meant is they're going on vacation. Now people say I'm traveling, which sounds like, hey, you're not coming back for a few weeks. That sounds really expensive. I have no problem with someone traveling if they have debt, but if the travel is going to add to that debt or take away from their emergency fund, then it is problematic. Okay, so again, if you're adding to your debt by traveling, holiday, if you will, if you're European, or you're taking out of your emergency funds, then don't do it. So what does AI say about this? Yes, it can be okay. Make minimum payments first. Always making sure you're okay. Budget for travel separately. Maybe consider the type of debt, high interest debt. Balance mental and financial health. Sure. Don't delay your goals. My answer was much more specific. If you're going deeper into debt to travel, don't do it. If you're taking out of your emergency fund, don't do it. If you want to save a separate side item to do all this, that's great because you'll learn how to set goals. Even if it's a consumption goal, it's a perfectly good thing. So, look, I'm biased. I just won. I won this round. Blew it. 4-0. Not even a tie. All right, Money Guy wins this round.